Welcome to the Team Lawson channel. I'm Theresa.
I'm Mike,
and we're millennials and we're making it. On our channel, we discuss all things that meet within the intersection of millennial marriage and special needs parenting.
We want to create a community that's both inclusive and encouraging.
So go ahead and hit that subscribe button to help us reach our goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers before we reach our anniversary date.
And make sure you hit that like button so you can let the algorithm know that you think we are awesome.
So we're going to do how it started versus how it's going today, talking about the expectations of what certain aspects of married life should look like and the reality of it once we got married. This is not saying that this is how the expectations you should have or how your marriage should go, but it's just things that have changed and evolved in our marriage as we've been married, 10 years? As we progress in our relationship.
10 years.
10 years. It'll be 11 years this December. So, first things first. There's a great expectation on finding a spouse who is financially stable. Not just stable. I think who is financially successful. Right? So, you've heard this before. I want a man who makes six figures and already has a house and a car and has good credit, or I want a woman who already has her own stuff, who already has her own job, yada, 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 right?
And to those people, how about you go look in the country club?
Some things, you can have a very happy and financially stress-free life making less than six figures as a family. It's just all depends on what you want to spend money on. And then two, like your financial status will change over the course of marriage. Somebody will get fired, somebody will get hired. Somebody's desires for wanting to work will change. You have kids, your ability to be able to work will change. Somebody wants to chase a dream, be an entrepreneur. Are you going to support that, or are you going to squash that because you want this income? Or we're in a national pandemic and nobody can work for 12 weeks. Like, there are so many things about finances that you cannot control. I think a better way to look at it would be to look for a hard-working spouse who had some financial literacy or is willing to learn about financial literacy. Right? And so when we got together, I was a teacher. Michael was pushing carts at Sam's Club.
Don't ask me how I did that. Don't ask me how I did that. I'm joking.
And honestly, part of the reason that we did not date, one, because he was younger than me, and when you're younger, the age gap is a bigger deal than as you get older. 56 is not so different from 53, but 21 is a lot different from 18, right? And so there was that, but because of that difference in time, we were just at different places in my life. I had graduated from college and had a full-time job. He was still in college and working a part-time job. He didn't need to be working anything more than a part-time job at Sam's Club. He was in school full-time. That didn't make sense. But that was a deterrent for me. It wouldn't make sense for you to have a full-time job.
You know what I'm talking about?
What?
Don't be naming my places of employment in the past.
I had already said it. You don't work there no more.
So?
Whatever. And so, what made me realize that I could not only date him but marry him was that in him working at Sam's Club, he went from working part-time. I already said it once. I won't say no more, but we at Sam's Club. He went from working part-time for just a little side money to full-time to being able to run a household or at least live out on his own with the money that he was making. He got accolade and promotion, and he was willing to work late hours, and he was always looking ahead for what he could do in the future to be financially sound. And even though he didn't have a ton of financial literacy, he wasn't crazy. Like, he wanted to do something. I was like, hey, you need to do a budget. I don't know how to do that. And I showed him how to do a budget, and like, he would do his own budget.
Man.
He would not.
Man.
He did not know how to do a budget. I did show him.
No.
What?
You did not.
I did.
I already had a budget going from when I got my
You
first.
had an account ledger. You did not have a budget.
That's still a budget.
That's not a budget. That's an account ledger.
No,
That's why they have different names.
No.
You
Let
kept.
me
Can I say this before you explain?
Go ahead.
You kept track of how much money you had and how much you spent, but you did not plan for a future. Like, I want to do this, so this is how much money I'm going to need, and this is when I'm going to have it by.
Wrong. That is not what I did.
I disagree, but okay.
Before I got paid on my job, we had they were computers there, and you can see what your check was going to be before you.
But
hold on, wait a minute. I'll let you speak your piece. Let me speak mine. So, I would go into the computer and see how much my check would be, and then I would do things like car insurance and car. No, I had car insurance, and I was helping moms out. So, I would do my budget based off of that, and to see how much money I would have left, so I could plan to do things, namely with you, young lady, and take my wife out on dates and stuff like that. So don't be sitting here trying to take my credit about doing a budget. I
never said that you weren't good with money. I said you had some financial literacy.
No. What you said was, I taught him how to do a budget.
I did teach you how to do a budget.
No, you didn't.
What you just... Okay. I didn't teach him how to do a budget. So we can move on.
Thank you.
What's another thing or expectations that you had about marriage or for marriage that changed for you?
Well, from my last video, I thought, I was delusional though. I thought, when you get married, you have sex every day. That's not...
I actually told him if he got rid of... There was one particular shirt that I hated.
You hate all my shirts.
No, I do not. I bought you like
This
10 graphic tees. I bought you like 10 graphic tees.
And what is it?
In your closet.
No, it's not.
Yes, they are.
Okay. All right.
Anyway. But there was one particular, I don't know if it said something. Well, you remember what it was?
No.
I hated so much that I told this man, if when we got married, he threw it away, I would have sex with him every day. Because I literally thought that was in the realm of possibilities. And I think there are some couples in some situations with some libidos and some healthies and some children that they can actually make time to have a meaningful sexual encounter every day. And some people, like, for them, it doesn't have to be emotionally meaningful as long as it's physically gratifying. But I'm just not built that way. And so I need to be emotionally and physically into sex if we're going to have sex. And I can't devote all the energy to it every day. I just can't. And that was even before we had kids. You know? And like, that was when, leave me alone.
She lied to me.
So you're probably not going to have sex every day if you get married. Sorry. And I think another thing that from my last video, the biggest takeaway was, like, before you have children, having sex is really easy as long as you're in a good place emotionally. Like, the time availability that you have for sex makes it really easy for you not to have to talk about sex in order to have a healthy sex life. That is not so much after you have children. Or the longer you've been married or the older you get, the physical things that happen to your body, like, you have to talk about sex in order to make time for sex and make it an actual thing that happens in your life. I know some people don't really want to schedule it, but like, sometimes you might need to. And that's totally fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing, since we're on the line of sex, something that happens when you have sex sometimes is that you have babies. And like, we had this idea that in order for us to be really married, we had to have kids. And we had a number of kids. I had at one time it was 12 and then it was 9. And then the minimum was like 5 and a big dog. Like, I will never potty train anything else again as long as I live.
I don't know. You've been asking me for a dog. That might.
I asked you, and I changed my mind. The furthest I ever get is a dog, and I'm not.
I remember.
We're not doing anymore. No more humans are coming out of my body, and I so much now. I couldn't see this then, but I so much now see the validity of waiting until you have kids and also choosing not to have them. You can be married and be an successful, happy adult that a married couple that God loves and choose not to have children. Or if you cannot have children for some reason, you are still full women, full men, full partners, fully married, even without kids, and that's totally okay.
Agreed.
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 What's another thing?
You come up with the next one.
I just did this one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
No, you piggybacked off what I just said.
It's so piggyback with what I just said. It's your turn. Stop trying to weasel out of it.
I ain't wheezing out of that. What else I thought? I should have thought it was gonna be.
What about household stuff?
I'll let you touch on that one, but I was gonna say I thought it would be easy. It's not. We both have different wills and.
Yeah, and as much as we like each other and as much as we have in common, because I think both of us wanted to really find somebody that we had a lot of things in common with, that so it would be easier. And I think that it has helped it not to be so hard or traumatic. But we're still two very different people who came from two very different backgrounds. We have two completely different life experiences. And so, like, even the way we speak to each other, like, it's so silly how I can say something and he can really get, not silly, but like, it still boggles my mind. I can say something just like not even thinking about it and he gets offended. And vice versa. He does it to me too. And he has to be like, wait, no, why are you mad? This is what I meant. And I have to do the same thing, like, wait, like, even after being together for, how long have we been together? We've known each other for like, what, 15 years? We've been married for 10 years, but how long have we been together?
2.
What? How have we been married together but been together for 2 years?
We were friends.
I'm asking for the total time. How
long?
We
were friends for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And we dated for
What's
2
the
years.
total number? Don't make me ask.
14.
It's longer than that.
It's not.
I think it's almost 16.
No, it's not.
I think we're going towards 16.
The only person is
whatever.
Me, and the brother that helped us get together is going on 15, 16 years.
Okay. So, if somebody don't like you, that's their business. What was we talking about? Oh, so even us knowing each other for that long, still, he'll say stuff, and we've gotten better at handling it, I think. Like, instead of like it being a day of us being mad because of something somebody said, it's like, wait, you're mad about this. This is what I meant. Next time I'm going to say it like this. Or that just made me. Sometimes I recognize that he didn't mean it. And I'm like, look, the way you just said that really made me mad. Next time say it like this so I know what you mean. We had one of those conversations last night. What was it about?
No, I'm trying to find out.
I can't remember. Oh, I have this thing where like sometimes I feel like he's not listening to me. And so I explained something to him. Don't even remember what it was. I explained something to him and he was like, so you want me to da da da? I was like, were you not just listening to me? He's like, yeah, I was just trying to make sure I understood what you said. I was like, oh, so next time say, I hear you said, is this what you mean? So I know that you heard what I said, so I'm not already offended. Because we've had instances in our marriage before where he wasn't listening to me before he realized how important it was for him to listen to me. Anyway, so what was yours?
We had 2 different.
Yeah, like even though we're so the same, what makes marriage hard is that you can be the same and have so much in common and still it be. You're not doing a lot of talking.
So what's the next topic, Theresa? what we gonna talk about now?
Household stuff. I had 2 competing ideas of what I thought a household should look like and how it should be run. One was really egalitarian, even though I wasn't brought up in a household where the household duties were equally split and equitably split among the partners. My dad pretty much worked outside of the house. He did housework and car stuff, yard work and car stuff, and that was about it. And then my mom took care of everything that managed the home, like grocery shopping and bill paying and meal prep and laundry and house cleaning and all that stuff. And so, but that's not how I was raised. That's what I was raised in, but that's not how I was raised. I was raised to think that marriage should be a partnership and like you should come together on paying the bills and you should come together on the housework and the cooking and the cleaning and all that stuff. Especially if you're both going to be working full time.
That wasn't.
Huh?
I mean, I'm not. That really wasn't a bad partnership.
What?
I believe that's my opinion.
It worked for them, but I think with our situation as it is now, with having a wife who has chronic illnesses, having a child who has special needs, like
that's different though. That's different.
It does that doesn't work for us, and I was not prepared for that to not work for us. And I would get really annoyed because why isn't this equal? Well, you set up your house for it not to be equal. You set up your household to run where you do these things and he does these things, and so. If you want it to be more equal or egalitarian, you're going to have to talk to each other about what's the give and take. Egalitarian means an equal system.
Are you okay?
Yes.
Thank you about to cry.
No, my voice is just leaving me because I'm talking.
Okay.
Like, it may not make it the rest of the day, but we're going to get through this video. So, like, I had to, like, first of all, I had to put out of my mind these systems of how households should run and look at like what really was our household situation. What could I do? What could he do? Because he does work more than me. He works more hours a week, so that means he's physically not here. And so things like meal prep and laundry may not be the best task for him to do because I can't wait for my underwear to get clean. He does do laundry, but like
I try to step up.
Like and there's not one thing that, except for the trash and the cooking, there's not one thing that he does or that I does. We all do it in part together. What?
Did you hear what you just said?
What?
That he does and I does.
I do? I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
I'm tired.
I respect that. That's the southern slang.
There's not just one, like, I do all of the cooking and then he does all of the trash taking outing. But other than that, all of the other household things, the bill paying. What do you keep looking at?
I'm listening to you. I'm not looking at nothing else.
Okay. The bill paying, the laundry, the dishes, the cleaning up around the house, the child care, except for Mace's hair, and he does most of the car care. So I guess those are things too. I do all Mace's hair, and he does the car care. And so those things, like, they're all split equitably among us. So I'm home more, so I may do more loads of laundry throughout the week, but he physically is able to do more house cleaning. Like, I'm up to about an hour now. I can do a solid hour of clean up around the house before I'm totally wiped. And not only like can I not clean anymore, I pretty much can't do anything else for the rest of the day. And so if I am doing childcare and I have to do Macy's hair, like it does not benefit our union for me to clean up the entire house and completely blow out my body, and I can't do the stuff that I can do. And so go ahead.
Which brings me to my next conclusion. I've said this in a past video. I don't remember which one, but you can go through our videos on the Team Lawson channel to check those out. If you're dealing with any chronic illnesses, don't try to do A through Z. Do A through D. You might have enough energy to do A through B. I mean, just do.
Sometimes all you can do is lay in the bed. And I think that was primarily I am really type A, and so like I figure out what needs to be done, how I do it, and then I do it till it's done. And like running a household and being in a marriage is a marathon, not a sprint. I don't have to finish it today. And I have to get that into my mind. If you come to my house and the floors aren't swept, before you fix your mouth to say something, huh?
Oh.
What?
If I know you coming to the house, I'm going to do it.
Right.
I don't like bringing people into a dirty house. It's going to be
that's fine, but people pop up. And I'm just saying for the pop-ups. If you come to our house and the floors aren't swept and you fix your mouth to say something about it before picking up the broom to sweep it, you just going to have your feelings hurt. Because on a certain day, I have to figure out what can I do, what needs to be done today. And if it don't need to be done today, it can wait. And other people's perception of how we run our home can't mandate what needs to be done and how we prioritize what needs to be done. And if you have a kid and hardwood floors, you know that you can sweep 3 times a day and your floor's still gonna need to be swept. It's so dumb. Oh, it's so dumb.
So even those who don't have chronic illnesses, remember you can only do so much.
Yeah.
Don't burn your body out.
And like the picturesque home is picturesque for the picture. That's about it.
So how are we doing together as working as a team?
I think we could do better. We went over our goals. That video posted 2 weeks ago from the posting of this video. And I don't know that we are, with the exception of saving more, we have not. The spiritual ones we're struggling with. The praying every day and the Bible studies with Macy. Mainly because Macy has been sick and I have been sick. And so, like, and then she was
sick.
I don't feel bad, but my voice is just like, I may go back to the doctor because my voice, my throat, and I have like a cough.
We're going to give you one of these, touch it low.
I mean, if that's what I got to, if I got to get sick to get you to pray with me, that's one thing.
Help low.
You didn't catch that shade?
You see I kept ignoring. Touch of mine,
You didn't catch the shade though?
Touch of mine. Yeah, cause
so,
I ignored it.
My husband has still not initiated prayer with me. And for those of you who are wondering, well, why don't you initiate prayer with him?
Ready.
I have done that.
Always snitching.
I am. I have done that in the past, but if you have a husband, you understand. You understand exactly what I'm about to say. But it's not the same because, gosh, I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything
Got to get for ready.
And it's almost 1:30.
But on me, trying to make me look bad.
How do I explain it? Like,
you don't need to explain it. You said enough.
It's not
Next
like
topic.
It comes across as nagging. It comes across as nagging. After a few times, a few days of it just comes across as nagging. And I don't want to have to nag my husband. I don't want to feel like I'm nagging my husband to get him to initiate prayer.
No. I will not take that. That's prayer. I know. I'm not.
But you have in the past. So
I have not.
Yes, you have.
No,
you're not negating my experience with you. Just because you feel like that's not how it went.
Anything.
You are.
I've never
when I
felt,
say this is how I felt that it went, and you say no, that's not. You are literally
Linda,
negating my experience. With you.
Linda, listen.
You're not listening.
Linda,
you're not listening. You keep cutting me off.
I love you.
You're not listening. You keep cutting me off.
I love you, Tamir.
You're not listening. You keep cutting me off.
And you even cutting me off.
I don't want to feel like I'm nagging my husband. And when I have done it in the past, I felt like I was nagging my husband. And when I stopped, it did not help him to initiate prayer more. So I left it alone. If me initiating would elicit you to initiate, then okay, I'll initiate just to get you to initiate. But that wasn't the outcome. But we have set reminders on our phones for us to be, because for me, like, I don't realize it. I'll think about it and then I'll say something and then a week later I'm like, I'll think about it again. But like, it's not like I'm thinking about it every day either. Say our prayers and go to bed.
Well.
Wait, that is not all of how we're doing it working together as a team.
You just snitched on me. I ain't got nothing to say. I'm done.
Michael. How are we doing work together as a team?
We're doing all right.
Michael.
We're doing good.
Good thing, bad thing.
We're doing good.
Good thing, bad thing.
Good thing is we having more discussions, I see.
Uh-huh.
Bad thing is you're ratting.
I'm sorry I ratted on you.
No, you ain't.
And I hurt your feelings. I am. My intention was not to hurt your feelings. I like this shirt. It doesn't make my boobs look as big.
All right.
Sorry.
On that note, y'all can follow us on our social medias. We're Team Lawson on Facebook, Team Lawson 225 on Instagram. If you have anything that you would like for us to discuss, serious inquiries only, or any questions you have for us, you can email us at teamlawson225@gmail.com, or you can call our Google number 504-252-0531. We love you guys. God bless you.
We'll see you in the next video.